Man. God, that part. It still gets to me. Jill is feeling down, but she really liked that cutesy game poster she saw. Buying it will prevent her from getting too distracted. Have a nice day. Yeah, let's go get her something nice. Poster for some cutesy game about a pink-haired witch flying on a broom. Yep, just a little distraction. It really does. And you know, some of the things that I've said before, and a lot of the things that she said before, those moments are the times when we don't realize that we hurt the other person until after the fact, and the aftermath is what hits the most. But unfortunately, Jill never got that opportunity to apologize to her, you know? So, I guess what I'm trying to say is it's still never too late to apologize. But in Jill's case, I don't know what would be going on in her mind, not knowing that she was, or knowing that she might not have been able to. And, I don't want anybody to go through what she went through, much less what I've been through as, in my own way, you know? It takes quite a bit, and sometimes it feels like time's just standing still. It's just a dark place to be in. Yeah, oh yeah, I know, I can imagine, like, it's kinda hard to make silly voices and try to read that. It's gotten to the point where the story just took a nosedive and to a very harsh reality that death is inevitable. But so much so that she died from a disease from this damn city, you know? It's not her fault that she was infected, you know? Just like what Jill said. So, in a way, Gabby is sorta in the wrong there. But Jill is also in the wrong at the same time for lashing out at her. You know, and I think she lost her cool at that point because of what she went through with Lenore. You know, she wanted a new life to start over. That's something I'm doing myself as well. It's not easy starting over, but you do get a sense of clarity and a sense of freedom. But try not to get wound up in your own past, because you start reliving those moments. And I think I already said this earlier, but once you start reliving those moments, you will have a hard time focusing on the now. So the most important thing in life is focusing on what you have to do right now. Because otherwise, next thing you know, the year's almost over. For the last 6 months, I felt like I was in a sort of a time loop, you know. I kept having nightmares and kept having all these dreams about my past, and all the good moments and the bad moments as well. And it's because of the bad moments that I feel like I didn't do enough. And that's something that I kept thinking about all throughout the year, and next thing you know, I moved, and everything is moved on while I was in this state of mourning. I can relate with Jill. It's really, really hard to get that to go back and apologize. I've lived my life doing that, and I've regretted it every day, or every time. Yeah, it's something that I haven't personally felt myself, because thankfully I was able to apologize. I was able to. And things ended on a good note. Because, again, I've played this game before any of those things happened. And when those things happened, I remembered this game. I remembered what Jill went through, and what Lenore went through, and what Gabby went through as well. And I told myself, if I don't do anything to say that things would have gone better, but I'm still mourning over those things, then I probably wouldn't have lived with myself afterwards. So I'm still thankful that I was able to leave my old home on a good note. At least as good of a note as I could. Because again, I was still suffering with my depression. I was still going through those moments. And thank God that my parents were still there with me despite all of this. And that's why I'm still thankful for them now. And that's why I'm still thankful for all the people that have supported me throughout this whole ordeal. Hell, I could even say that in my entire Discord was able to help with that. And some of my old friends too, especially some of my VTuber friends as well that I've met. And I wouldn't have become a VTuber if it wasn't for them as well. And me being introduced to these communities was actually really good for my mental health. And I was glad that I was able to do that. But it's harsh to live with regret. But just know that you're not the only one. Believe me, you are not. Because to this day, I still regret a lot of things. Despite leaving things on a good note, that regret is never going to go away. But the best thing to work on is yourself. Focus on yourself, first and foremost. I have neglected working out for so long now because I was so stressed. And I didn't take care of my body the way I should have. And I ended up hurting myself because of that. With the overeating and just ignoring the things that's happening around me, and it was bad. And thank God that I'm now starting to work on myself, actually paying attention to what I do now. I mean, recently I've gone back to exercising again, and my God, it is so important to make sure you're moving around, you're going out, making sure that you're at least doing the things that make you calm. And one of the major things that I still do to help with that is the art. And that's why I told my friends, if people ever forget about me, at least remember the art that I give them, because that's something that I give freely to those that I appreciate, rather than just one person. Yeah, well, again, I'm still trying to overcome that. It's still gonna take me maybe a couple of years, because you can't undo 6 years in 1 year, 6 years. That's how long it's been. But sorry you had to listen to my tangent there, but that scene still gets me every time when I play it, and it just reaffirms my beliefs that being focused on what you have to do to take care of yourself, that's what's important. And I think that's what Lenore would have wanted for Jill anyway.